Harvey with Betsy Harvey Inc., your communications headquarters for confidently communicating your personal brand story in your work and in your life. I'm excited to be here this week because I want to talk to you about something that I think we all struggle with. We wouldn't be human if we didn't struggle with it. Do you ever just have those moments, and actually I know that you do, where something just happens in your day and bam, it just disrupts your rhythm? You've got a good motion going, everything's falling into place, everything's going your way, it's just sunny. And then something happens and it stops you in your tracks. I know you know what I'm talking about because life just wouldn't be quote unquote normal if these things didn't happen. The thing is how you react to it, because these obstacles have the ability to make us sour, self-pitying, put us in a victim mentality, and can honestly take us from one end of the spectrum of being uplifted and happy and successful and driven and going for it to a place of unhappiness, stopping in our tracks, being very slow in our progress, and sometimes coming to a complete halt. So here's the thing that I want to talk to you about is the importance of not allowing things to be left to chance. You got to change how you approach these obstacles. And one of the ways that I have found has been really helpful is laughter. Let me give you an example. Yesterday, I was changing our under sink filter. You know, it's one of those canisters where you're supposed to change the filter every 6 months. And there's this little red button on the top that you're supposed to push to make sure that the air pressure comes out so that when you're trying to unscrew this thing, that it doesn't explode everywhere. Well, I did it right the first time, which by the way is a miracle. I pushed the little button, released the pressure, and put the filter in. Then I went to turn on the water and nothing happened. And that's when I realized I had installed the filter upside down. I was beyond frustrated, but it never quite got to that point where I was going to let it wreck my day. So I went ahead and I worked and it worked. Took about 15 minutes. The water went everywhere. I pushed the little button forever since there was so much pressure in there. And eventually I did get it fixed. So I was very proud of myself that I had solved the problem. And it was also a good reminder that when we're under pressure, sometimes you've got to release a little bit of it at a time, right? But then I went to go repair our broom hook. My kids are so helpful after dinner. It's actually really cute to see these little 3 and 5-year-old boys sweeping and using dustpans. But they use their man force when they pull these brooms off this hook. So it keeps falling down. So I finally got the world's strongest adhesive to hold this thing up. And then what did I do? I hung the hooks upside down. Yep, I did. Now, at that point, I was sort of at a breaking point because of the water filter thing. And then now I had hung the world's strongest adhesive on these hooks. But instead, I just stood back and I laughed and I thought, you know, this is spiritual warfare. I've had a great day. We got up on time after a long vacation. We have had such a great morning. And here I'm on a roll and these little obstacles are coming along. What is it that I'm supposed to do? I'm going to stand here and I'm going to laugh at it and tell the spiritual warfare to get behind me. And that's exactly what I did, because I wasn't exactly feeling great yesterday. I felt very tired. And so as a result, it would have been very simple to fall into this place of, well, today sucks, or I just can't do it. But instead, I just decided to laugh. And I will tell you, it ended up making the rest of the morning fun. And I got in a good rhythm again, and I was able to bounce back. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat this and tell you that this is how it always goes down. There are bigger obstacles in life where I don't necessarily handle them as well, but I have to admit there was a lot of grace in those moments yesterday, and I'm truly grateful for them. So what I wanted to talk to you about is how your obstacles and your situations do not make who you are. They happen to you and alongside you. So don't become your obstacles. In other words, don't let that water filter that won't come off or that obstacle in your life make you feel downtrodden or become someone who you aren't. A lot of what you deliver to the world and what your personal brand is all about are the good things that you're all about, not these horrible things that may happen along the way. And again, my water filter example and my broom holding example are super basic. But I just want to tell you 5 things that I just kind of think this is all about. Don't let the events of the day stop you from being all that you're supposed to be. Whether it's with family or work or circumstances, maybe if someone cuts you off in traffic, try to laugh at it. Maybe say a prayer for them. Maybe they really need it. But whatever it is, try to take a step back and try to find a moment of gratitude in it. And I promise you, it will turn things around a little bit and you'll be more of who you're called to be. Second, remember these obstacles are temporary. Every single thing that happens in our life is technically temporary. We have a very short time here in this life, and so we're supposed to make the most of it. And I think a lot of times these obstacles are put along our path to not only test us, but to actually bring us into the full experience of our character. So try that out and ask for help. Sometimes just that little mini prayer that says, God, I need you right now, is exactly what you need to do. It might be that that test is in your way, that obstacle's in your way, just to encourage you to step into faith a little bit more. Remember that all things are possible. You can overcome just about everything that's placed in your path. Now, it may not turn out exactly the way that you thought. And specifically, when I think of things like illnesses, there are some illnesses that we can overcome, and there are some that we can't. And getting to that place of acceptance is probably the harder part. So my examples today would be a little bit too simple for that kind of an obstacle. But whenever you can, if you can stand back, laugh at it, and try to get yourself to a place of good emotional stability, it is amazing how you can defeat at least the emotional obstacles there, even if your physical body isn't able to follow immediately or ever. Laughing, laughing, laughing is number 4. I can't express to you how much I think God has an awesome sense of humor. And sometimes he just wants us to laugh with him. And he wants to be in the mess too, right? So when these obstacles are presented, invite him in. And I promise you, if you stop dwelling on the negative and stop the crabby thing, you will continue to step more into the power of your yes, the yes that you're called to do and called to be. And then, like that little red button, my 5th idea is just push that little red button on your own self. If you're under a lot of pressure, perhaps there's a lot of stress in your life, whatever it may be, take a little load off every single day. Maybe you're trying to find that 5 to 10 minutes just to have a moment of peace. Do it. If that special, deliciously sweet cup of coffee is the thing that releases the pressure for you, do it. Go take a walk around the block. I've had lots of videos and blogs about how to release pressure, but I do think that little button yesterday on that water filter became quite a good metaphor for one of the ways that you can certainly take those obstacles and shove them behind you. Sometimes you just need to release the pressure on them and then they will free up. I think the key is just don't leave these moments to chance. Don't let these negative moments take over your story and your day. You step into the change, because that's how your life's going to get better, is when you choose to make the change.